What if I told you the next big player in the mirrorless camera game isn't Sony or Canon or Panasonic, but DJI? Yeah, the drone legends. And this time, they might just be aiming to put a full-frame beast in your hands. I know, sounds wild, but if the rumors are even halfway true, this could change everything. Stick with me, because what we're about to explore is not just another spec sheet breakdown. It's the start of something different. So, DJI, a company that's mastered the skies and given us some of the best stabilization tech in the world, is now rumored to be working on a full-frame mirrorless camera. Let that sit with you for a second. Not an action cam, not a drone module, a standalone professional modular full-frame camera. And it's not just about the sensor. It's about how smart and intentional this thing might be. First off, full frame. Bigger sensor, more light, richer detail. If you've ever shot in low light or tried to push dynamic range in post, you already know what that means. Deeper shadows, cleaner highlights, more room to create. DJI is reportedly working with Hasselblad on this. And if that's true, we're talking about color science that sings. Imagine skin tones that don't need fixing, skies that don't need tweaking, and images that feel alive straight from the card. Now, here's where it gets fun. This camera might include smart image processing, and I'm not talking about gimmicks. We're hearing things like automatic HDR bracketing, real-time adjustments, and AI upscaling that could take a 24-megapixel shot and boost it all the way up to 96 megapixels. It's the kind of tech that works behind the scenes, quietly making you look good without getting in your way. And honestly, that's what we want. Tech that empowers, not complicates. And then there's stabilization. If there's one thing DJI knows inside and out, it's how to keep things smooth. There's talk of built-in 4D stabilization, the same kind of movement correction tech we've seen in the Ronin 4D, inside a handheld mirrorless body. That's more than just IBIS. That's game-changing. You could walk, twist, lean, shoot from a moving car, and still get footage that looks like it was shot on a rig. For video lovers, 4K at 120 frames per second. That's right, buttery, cinematic slow motion, without dropping resolution. Add in high bit rates and pro video codecs. And suddenly this camera is not just competing with the usual mirrorless options. It's dancing in cinema territory. And guess what? No need to bring your own SD cards. This thing might have 512 gigs of built-in storage. Internal, fast, reliable. It's about time someone thought of that. You're mid-shoot, the lighting's perfect, you're on a roll, and you don't have to stop and swap cards? That's the kind of freedom that's hard to explain until you felt it. Now let's talk design. DJI is leaning into a modular, minimalist build. Think Scandinavian vibes, clean lines, practical add-ons. Oh, and a grip that's a little unusual, asymmetrical. But if it's anything like the Ronins, it's made for comfort, for long days, for real humans holding real gear. That's a small detail that tells a bigger story. They're thinking about us. The interface? Rumored to borrow from Hasselblad's Android-based menus. Yes, please. A camera UI that doesn't fight you. Imagine swiping through settings like you do on your phone. No digging. No guessing. Just shoot. And yes, there's talk of wireless file transfer and cloud backup. That means you're on location. You finish your shoot, and your files are already syncing to the cloud. No laptop. No cords. No stress. Lens mount? Could be L mount, which means instant access to a strong lens lineup from Leica, Panasonic, Sigma. But there's also a whisper that DJI might roll out their own lenses with Hasselblad's help. If they do, we're looking at optics made specifically for the sensor. That's the kind of harmony you don't get when companies are just piecing parts together. Add in things like 20 frames per second burst shooting, subject recognition, eye tracking autofocus. And it's clear they're not just checking boxes. They're building something that tries to understand the creator, not just the craft. So here's my question. Could DJI actually pull this off? Could they step into a market that's been locked down by the same few names for years and truly offer something fresh? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. And if this camera becomes real, you better believe I'll be back here, showing you everything it can do. Till then, subscribe, hit that bell, and keep creating with whatever gear you have, because it's not about the brand. It's about what you do with it.